another example here. Sammy Guevara is a guy who's a baby face who can come out and oftentimes has that sort of that swagger to him, that heel baby face. They walk that line. Does. You just want to root for him, and that's what that's why DMD has gotten over so much. And Sammy, you talked about big pops. Sammy got a huge pop. This kid just walked out. You can tell he was feeling good. He knows that he's a rising star. What did you think about this one, man? This was kind of a surprise match, kind of last minute ad.
Of course, it was a surprise match last minute, but this was just a showcase to. It's one of those things, kind of when Jungle Boy lost to Kenny Omega. The next week, he got a rebuttal match with Jack Evans, and just to reignite the momentum with the crowd. And so this was another kind of placement of that to me. It wasn't when Sammy main evented, but you can tell that he's feeling the vibe. He's comfortable, getting more comfortable. On his vlog, he talked about not having a singles match for so many days, like so many months. And it was a long time when he had a singles match. And so the MJF one was the first one. Now we're seeing another one of having a singles match. So I think it was great.
Shaking off some of the rust a little bit.
Yeah, definitely need to do that. Feeling himself. The crowd was great. It was a well wrestled match for both guys. Yep. High flying. This Yuta guy that I honestly haven't watched anything of him. Held his own during the match, and it was obviously not the one that stole the show or one we're talking about, but it was one that would have been fun to watch live. Because you're rooting for the good guy to win, and the good guy won. And there wasn't a true, it was a win-win for a crowd because it was entertaining throughout.
That's exactly right, man. This is a match where, if you're live in the crowd and you get to see some of these guys going at each other, and some just how fluid this match felt.
Yeah.
And you get to see Sammy, right? You get to see Sammy out there, and
the Spanish God.
You get to see the Spanish guy come out there and really, control most of the match. Kind of walk out there with some swagger, reestablish himself. Obviously the match with MJF was absolutely a banger and stole the show. And one of the better main events that you'll see. But he came up short in that match. So as you said, this was a great opportunity to reestablish Sammy's momentum, get him going in the right direction. I think that this, the Inner Circle had a couple of those things tonight. Obviously, Jericho took a beating by the hands of MJF and Sammy, or of Shawn Spears tonight. But you got to see, Santana Ortiz get a little bit of comeuppance against Tully with that line. I love it. They came after Tully tonight. So again, last week you get to see these ebbs and flows of the Inner Circle Pinnacle feud, where one week it feels like the Pinnacle has the advantage, the next week it's the Inner Circle. It's just it's an awesome back and forth feud, and it doesn't feel like 50-50 booking, which is a typical criticism that fans have of pro wrestling, where it's like, oh, one guy wins and the other guy has to win. It doesn't feel like that. It feels very natural, where you have two elite factions that are just going at each other. And sometimes in a fight, your opponent's going to catch you clean on the jaw. It's going to happen. But you got to get back up and come at them. And I feel like this Inner Circle Pinnacle feud is every single week. It feels like that. MJF got the upper hand on Sammy this week. Sammy came back, got the win, gets himself moving in the right direction, not allowing MJF to kind of win the war, right? Not beating Sammy's psyche, kind of getting him rattled. That didn't happen. You could tell that the Sammy Guevara is not rattled, which is exactly what you needed to see after that matchup.
Absolutely.